Hey! What's going on, everyone? Surgical Snipes here, back at it again with another FC mobile video. What is going on, everyone? What the fuck has been going on, y'all? FC Mobile. It's FC Mobile time, y'all. All right, so what the hell's been going on? So, as we all know, I'm the number one FC Mobile player in the world. I am the FC Mobile King. I am the king of FC Mobile. And if you don't believe me, then you have no clue of what FC Mobile is. You have no concept of FC Mobile if you honestly do not believe that I'm the king of FC Mobile. You see what I'm saying? I've made videos about this explaining my true number one FC Mobile player story. And this is going to be another one of those videos, y'all. This video is in the Glorious Era season, right? We got about 6 more days into the Glorious Era season. And yeah, you know, I might as well make a video about it right now. Yeah, you know, we're in December 2025. We're getting near to the end of the year now, and I figured might as well make another video about this shit. And yeah, here we are making this video. So let's talk about FC Mobile. Let's talk about how the season went so far. This is the squad. This is the squad I was using, you know. That's my team, y'all. 94 OVR, gold squad. You already know what's up, you know. This season, I've been running the 4-2-1-3 formation. And yeah, you know, in previous seasons, I was using the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. But in this season, I'm using the 4-2-1-3. I like this one better because of the wingers. The wingers help out a lot. And yeah, 2 CDMs gives me that extra defense that I need. And yeah, you know, this is the team. This is the squad. You know, we got Courtois as our goalie. Nuno Mendes at left back. Van Dijk at center back. Saliba center back. And then Koundé as our right back. For our CDMs, we got Tonali, Rodri. For our cam, we have Kevin De Bruyne. For our wingers, we got Vinny Jr., and Dembele. And for our striker, last but not least, we have Mbappe. All right, y'all. So this is the squad. This is the squad that I climbed to FC champion with. 94 OVR gold team, which nobody else does in this game. I don't use any substitutes, right? No subs, no badges, and no 100 plus OVR training wheel program cards. No 100 OVR plus training wheel program cards. You know, why do I call them program cards? Well, if you go to the market here and you go to search, there it is right there. See program? So you select your program, your extra help program, and then you pick what extra help program you need. You see what I'm saying? It says it right there, select program. So you select your extra help program to be able to play the game on easy mode. And yeah, that's why it's called select program. Okay? Okay. So, back to the game. So, we're in the glorious era season, you know. I've been climbing to FC champion multiple times. I did it for every season since ever since FC Mobile 26, FC 26 Mobile, since the update, and a couple of seasons also in the FC Mobile 25. You know, but I've had multiple seasons of climbing to FC champion in this manner, under these conditions of just using a 94 OVR gold team, even a 93 OVR gold squad. So, you know, ain't nobody else doing that. Ain't nobody else doing that. Nobody else does it like the way I do it. And that's why I'm saying I'm the number one player of the entire fucking game. Right? If you need to use substitutes, if you need to use badges, right? They just implemented badges a couple seasons ago. If you need to use 100 plus OVR training wheel program cards to play the game and climb to legendary division or FC champion division, then you're not the same caliber of player that I am, right? You need all that shit in order to climb rank, whereas I don't, you know. And I'm not perfect, you know. Nobody's perfect, right? I lose matches. I lose a shitload of matches. Check this shit out, y'all. All right. I'm not trying to claim to be freaking Mr. Perfect around here. Look. I go on winning streaks, and I go on losing streaks also. You see? Nobody's perfect. Even the number one player in on PlayStation, Anders Vergang. You guys might have heard of him. Anders Vergang, even he loses. He lost recently in the World Cup, in the World Championship, you know, to the lowest ranked player. You know, so even whether that was legit or not, or if it was, who knows? But let's assume that it was legit, and Anders was trying his hardest, right? He was trying his best. Fucking even the lowest ranked, even the number one player of the game can lose to the lowest ranked player in the tournament, in a tournament setting, because anything could happen. You know, everybody's good at the pro level. And yeah, I see. So I go on winning streaks sometimes, and I go on losing streaks sometimes. You see, but the losses don't count, right? The losses are not legit, right? Because I'm going up against players 10, 15, 20 plus my fucking OVR. All right. So obviously, when I lose, it's not legit. It's not legit. Who told you it was legit? If you think it's legit, then you're out of your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? So, because I see it all the time, you know, when I lose a match and then players are spamming their red thumbs down emoji or their shush emoji, like they're just full of shit, you know. They're jumping for joy, and I explained this in my in my descriptions of all my videos, right? You got players spamming emojis, jumping for joy when they illegitimately win a match versus me, you know, as if it's like it's like as if their life changed or something, you know, as if they're trying to if they're proving something, you know. That's bullshit. What are they proving? They're proving that they can beat a gold team when they have a freaking 120 OVR, 115 OVR team. Most teams I face nowadays, they're like 115 OVR, 114 OVR, in that range. You know, so that's like that's teams that are 20 plus my freaking OVR, man. You know, they're expected to win. You know, and what I don't get is those players that they're saying, "Oh, it's a script. You're winning because of the script." I mean, cut the bullshit out, y'all. Like, do people do these guys have any fucking idea what they're talking about? You know, what are we supposed to what are we supposed to believe with that shit? You know, are we honestly supposed to believe that shit? You know, that I'm somehow winning because I have the lower OVR and that I have the advantage against the guys who have the higher OVR. That is the most retarded shit I ever heard of, man. It's the most ridiculous shit I ever heard of, man. Like, you're literally fucking retarded if you believe that, you know? The game, I mean, think about that, what they're saying there. They're saying that the guy with the lower OVR is the one that has the advantage. That's bullshit. That is horseshit beyond horseshit, what they're saying, right? Because as we all know, when you're playing up against it, when you're up against a team that has a way higher OVR advantage, let's say 10 plus OVR more than your team, you're gonna feel the difference. You know, their players run faster. Their defense, as soon as they touch you, they'll freaking tackle your player right away. Your player will just fall down the ground sometimes. You know, as soon as it gets touched by a higher OVR defender. You know, so that's all bullshit what they're saying. You know, obviously, why would players, if that were true, then nobody would fucking be paying hundreds or thousands of dollars to build their god squads, to build their high OVR teams, right? What would be the point of spending hundreds or thousands of dollars to build their high OVR teams if they're just gonna if they're gonna have a disadvantage against base players, right? So it doesn't make sense what the fuck they're saying. They're literally stupid as hell if they honestly believe that I'm just getting my wins because of the scripting. You know, that's bullshit. There's no scripting for me. I'm at a fucking disadvantage every fucking time I'm playing somebody with a higher OVR team than I do, than what I have, because that's bullshit. You know what they're saying. So, anyways, make it make sense, y'all. You know, make it make sense when it comes to that bullshit. Anyways, y'all, what else can I talk about? So, 6 more days left into the season, glorious era season. I wanted to make a video last season, but I just didn't get to it. But yeah, we're making this video right now, glorious era season. 6 more days left, and then it's going to be another one. And yeah, so it's going down. For those who doubt what I'm saying, like, even with all the evidence I've been showing already, like, let's look at the top 250. Let's look at the top 250, shall we? All right, these are the top 250, the top 250 leaderboard, right? Okay. As you can see, everybody's an FC champion in the top 250. But look at their OVR. Look at their OVR. All right. Now, the leaderboard is full of a bunch of cheaters also. But we're not even going to get into that. Right? Because everybody knows this. Everybody who knows FC Mobile knows that there's a lot of players in the top 250 of the leaderboard that are cheaters. Okay? But we're not even going to get into that. Because I don't have to get into that to prove what I'm talking about. Check this out here, y'all. Like, if you look at my OVR, right? 94 OVR. 94 OVR. That's a legit 94 OVR FC champion. That's a legit 94 OVR FC champion. And, who else can say that in the top 250? Can anybody in the top 250 say that they are legit 94 OVR gold team champions? No. Right? We can scroll down all the way here. Let's see, we got 118s, 120s, 115s, 118s. We got a 98 here. That's not too bad, but of course that's bullshit, 116, 113, 117s. We got 112s, 118s, 122s. Now this guy's legit, right? Totonaka 22. This guy's legit. Why do I say that? Because he needs no introduction. Totonaka 22 is a legit player because he's a tournament winner. He has won multiple tournaments. Totonaka 22, player from Thailand. He is the FC Mobile tournament king, right? Not the current one, because he lost the last one in Vietnam, the last tournament in Vietnam against Lightning McQueen. But Totanaka 22 has proven time and time again that he is the tournament FC Mobile tournament king, tournament champion. He's won it multiple times. Great player. My respect goes to him and all the other Thailand players like him and Jet Koi and the current one, Lightning McQueen. These guys are legit players, champion tournament players that I hope to one day compete against. So the tournament players, right? The FC Pro tournament players like Totanaka 22, Lightning McQueen, Jet Koi. And in America we have Bygane. I can't really say his name. I can never pronounce his name right, But a lot of players just call him B-A-I, Bygane. And he's a great player as well. In America, we got Vichy FC, and the list goes on, right? The tournament players, I give my hat off to. They have my respect, and I hope to join them pretty soon. We just gotta let EA know that I exist, right? For all the players out there and all my supporters out there who believe in my story, let's get the word out. Let's get the word out to EA that I'm the number one player of the game, that I exist, that someone can actually call themselves the number one player, the true number one FC Mobile player in the entire world. Tournament players, they're going up against in an even playing field, right? The OVR is the same for the most part. There's no OVR disadvantage. They're going up against they're going up in an even playing field, right? Whereas me, what I do in public matchmaking here, I'm going up against players who are 10, 15, 20 plus my OVR. And do I lose matches? Of course I lose matches. Because it's so fucking difficult to win a match under those conditions, right? But I do win matches also. And I am able to climb to FC champion, which none of these players here can say the same. None of these players, not even Totanaka 22, and players like Lightning McQueen. I heard of this player called Brian Z also. None of these players are... There's Lightning McQueen right there, the current tournament champion right here. Another amazing player from Thailand. Thailand is holding it down in the world for winning tournaments, y'all. So right now, currently, Thailand has the best tournament players. So NA and EU. Here in NA, we got to step it up. When it goes to the tournaments. But yeah, Lightning McQueen. He just won the recent tournament in Vietnam. Or was it China? No, it was Vietnam. Yeah, I think they had one in Thailand, China, and now Vietnam is the most recent FC Mobile tournament they had. And Lightning McQueen went into a crazy battle with Totanaka 22. They both duked it out, and then this time around, Lightning McQueen was able to get the dub there. So shout out to all these players, all these tournament players. Y'all cool, man. Y'all cool. And hopefully we can run some matches someday and actually compete against each other in tournaments also. All right, so anyways, yeah, so not even players like Totanaka 22 and Lightning McQueen, they're all running, high OVR squads because that's what the game tells you to do, to be able to chain these winning streaks in order to go for the 200 plus stars, right? So if you give me a high OVR team, I'll be able to do the same exact shit. Why? Because I'm already an FC champion with a 94 OVR. If that makes sense, right? I'm the only legit 94 OVR gold squad champion, FC champion. You see? Nobody else here does that shit. Nobody. Nobody. Ain't nobody doing it like that. See, they all have high OVR teams because that's what they need to be able to chain the winning streaks. But nobody here besides myself is a legit 94 OVR gold squad champion, FC champion. Nobody. And that in public matchmaking. So that's why I'm able to say what I'm saying. I'm able to make the claim of being the number one FC mobile player in the world, right? In public matchmaking. Now, tournament play, I can't say anything about that yet, right? Because I haven't done it. But obviously, if I'm able to freaking compete in FC champion matches using and climb to FC champion division using a 94 OVR gold squad, which nobody else does. If you guys go on YouTube, go check it out. Go look for players who use a 94 OVR gold squad, climbing all the way from legendary division all the way to FC champion with under these conditions. Not only do I use a gold squad, but I don't even use substitutes. I don't put in any subs at all. Right? Have y'all ever heard of that? All these players use subs, man. They all use substitutes and they all use badges. You see what I'm saying? So I don't use any freaking 100. I don't use any 100 plus OVR training wheel cards. Extra help program cards. I don't use substitutes, and I don't use freaking badges. You see that everybody's OVR is way higher than mine. All the FC champions you see here in the top 250, they all have over 100 plus OVR. You see what I'm saying? Look at my OVR compared to their OVR, and you tell me who the real FC champion is. All right, we're almost done here. See, so that's what I'm saying, y'all. That's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm very adamant about talking about this, because I know it's me. I know it's me. I proved it. I proved it so many times already, and now I want to take it to the next level and compete in the actual FC Mobile tournaments. There it is, the end of the 250, right? Nobody is a legit 94 OVR FC champion except me in public matchmaking. So yeah, y'all. I don't want to be bragging and boasting all the time and shit. This is me just trying to get the word out, y'all. This is me trying to lay claim to my number one FC Mobile player status, title, whatever. And this is the way I got to do it. Because if I don't do it like this, how else am I going to do it? How else is EA going to know that I exist? So hopefully y'all can understand why I constantly keep mentioning that in my videos and with the titles of putting true number one FC Mobile player, true number one FC Mobile player, and all that shit, because that's how I get the word out, y'all. You see? But anyways, y'all, I'll be ending the video here pretty soon. I just want to, thank everyone who believes in my story. And if you guys want to see me in the tournaments, let's let EA know. Let's let EA know that I exist. Let's let EA know that I exist so I can get invited to the tournaments. If there's any esport teams out there that for FC Mobile that are interested, let's talk. Let's talk. Nobody's doing the shit that I'm doing in this game, and nobody doing it like the way I'm doing it, and that's why I think I stick out, So I believe it's me, 100%. The haters are gonna say I'm delusional, that I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, and they're just hating. That's their purpose in life. Even when given cold, hard, concrete evidence, they're still gonna be hating for whatever reason. That's the part of becoming famous, I guess. Anders Vergang, right? He gets a shitload of haters. They know he's the best player, but because of his attitude and shit, or his personality that they don't like, that's why they talk shit to him. When I'm not here to make anybody happy and shit. As far as any of that shit, I am who I am. I don't go out of my way to try and mess with people. And yeah, I just got to keep focusing on my grind here, on my FC Mobile grind, and eventually I'll also be competing in I'll try my hand at FC 26 or FC 27, on PlayStation, because that's where the big show's at, is in FC on console, right? On console, on PlayStation. So, but hey, at least I'm the number one player on the phone, right? If Anders Vergang played me, right? If Anders Vergang or Tex played me on FC Mobile, I'm most likely gonna win that shit. You see what I'm saying? Right? Because they don't play. They don't play on mobile, so obviously I'm gonna win. And on console, on PlayStation controller, obviously they're gonna win because they know all the ins and outs of that shit. Because on console, FC 26 right now currently, there's so much shit to learn. It's not as simple as just using 4 skill moves in FC Mobile, or changing your offense or defense, or keeping it on balance mode. Right? There's way more shit that you got to know on PlayStation. So yeah, y'all. Again, I just want to thank one more time to all my supporters, to all the players and my fans who believe in my story. Let's try to do our best to make EA know, to let EA know that I exist, so I can get invited to the tournaments, and perhaps even join an esports org, because that way I can keep making videos, I can start live streaming, and the show will get way better, right? I'll be commentating on my videos, just like you guys see with the regular freaking FC 26 or FC Mobile player streamer, I want to do all that shit, and I want to give you guys a good show. I want to give you all a good show and showcase what I can do. So, again, thank you all to my fans. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate y'all. And even to my haters, because my haters are the ones that talk about me more than my fans, than my supporters. So, as we all know, haters are the number one fans, right? They're the ones that think about you 24/7 and shit. And yeah, they're the ones that keep talking. So I'm gonna end it there, y'all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to keep doing this and keep the show going. All right, SurgicalSnipes, the FC Mobile King, the king of FC Mobile, the true number one FC Mobile player in the world, signing off. And I will see you in the next one.